I want you to go back to yesterday. Okay, maybe it was not really yesterday, but I want you to go back to that moment. Go back to that moment where you did it. You knew you did it. You knew that you made the mistake. You knew that here was yet another failure of sorts. And you decided in that moment, when you recognize that a mistake had happened, that you did not want to talk about it. You did not want to ask who, how, when, where, or why. You just wanted to move past. Okay, I'm sorry. Now let's get over it. You did not want to get to the heart or the root of the matter. Why is it that sometimes we find it so challenging? Why do we perceive that it is so traumatic for us to stop and ask hard questions? Adrienne Benton here, the author of the self-guided journal, A Greater Force Than Failure, Intentional Time with God. We are on day 3 of our 7-day series, where we're looking at 7 ways to learn from your mistakes. Day 1, we said in order to learn from your mistakes, you must acknowledge your mistake. I love it. And on day 2, after you acknowledge, we said you must have compassion for yourself. And here on day 3, as we continue the journey, we're looking at the fact, remember, not opinion, but the fact that you must be willing to ask yourself the hard questions. So I'm asking you again, what is it that keeps you from asking hard questions? What is it that keeps you from stopping, pausing, acknowledging your mistake, being patient with yourself, but then taking the next step to get to the heart and the root and the core of the matter? Why did I do what I did? Why do I feel that this is necessary? How can I recover and move on? You see, if you don't stop to ask yourself hard questions, you never have a chance to heal. You never have a chance to let the people who you impacted heal. In the journal, A Greater Force Than Failure, on page 48, there are some hard questions we need to ask ourselves, like, when I make a mistake, how do I see myself? Many times we're not able to recover, we're not able to heal because of the negative self-talk that we have going on in our own minds when we make a mistake. When you make a mistake, when you have failed, do you say, I'm worthless, I'm always going to be this way, I will never get better, I just can't make proper, appropriate, wise decisions? Do you have that type of conversation with yourself? If so, why? Also ask yourself this question. When I make a mistake, how do I believe others see me? Ooh, it's so important to ask that question. When I make a mistake, when I have seemingly failed, how do I believe that others see me, right? And we're talking about without you even talking to them, engaging with them, without them responding to what you did, like instantly. How does your mind perceive that others see you? Do you perceive that other people see you as being less than? Do they see you as not being intelligent? Do they see you as worthless? It's so important that we get to the heart of the matter. It's so important that we ask hard questions. Why? Because we want to continue to walk forward in freedom. It's hard to be free if I'm still bound up. I know for me, I have found myself in not just one situation, but in many situations in life where I made a mistake and I wanted to just move on. I said, I'm sorry. Now let's just... But the I'm sorry wasn't good enough. The I'm sorry to myself, I'm sorry to my spouse, the I'm sorry to whomever. That was a great start, but that's not where it ended, because we needed to ask the hard questions so that we could heal. I'm going to say that again. So that we could heal, so that we could recover, and so that restoration could take place. Don't you want to walk in honesty and freedom and integrity? All right, you've had homework in each of these days. The first day, your homework was to just write down 5 things, 5 mistakes, 5 failures in your life that you have not acknowledged, right? And then after you wrote down those 5 mistakes, then homework in day 2 was to write down the ways in which you could be compassionate to yourself, the ways in which you could be empathetic, right? The ways in which you could have patience. And then today, I want you to go ahead and write down those 2 questions. When I make a mistake, how do I see myself? And then answer it. And next, write down the question, when I make a mistake, how do I believe others see me? And then write the answer. And if there's any other hard questions that you need to just stop and ask yourself, now with no judgment, right? No judgment, but for the purpose of getting healed, of restoration for you and for whomever, I want you to go ahead at this time in your journal, wherever you take notes in your tablet, go ahead and write down the answer. Again, we're writing these answers down with no judgment, right? We're writing them down. We're going to give them over to God. And we're going to marinate and just take a look and understand what is true so that as we continue the journey, we're walking forward with nothing holding us back, no shackles on our wrists or in our hearts or over our mouths, but being able to walk in honesty and integrity. All right. Adrienne Benton, author of A Greater Force Than Failure, Intentional Time with God. I invite you, if you have not purchased the journal, to go ahead and purchase it. You can purchase the journal at forwardmovementministries.org, Forward Movement Ministries, all together, forwardmovementministries.org, or you can purchase it, you can purchase it at Amazon.com, the Kindle and the paperback. Purchase it for you, purchase it for a friend. We do have a private Facebook group called A Greater Force Transformation Lab. You definitely want to join us. We have live sessions in there, and we just completed a 30-day retreat that was phenomenal. We have another one coming up in October, and also you can keep in touch with us on Facebook, Facebook Forward Movement Ministries. So I look forward to engaging with you. Make sure that if you have not seen day 1 and day 2, that you go back here in the YouTube page or on our Facebook page and you watch day 1, day 2. Here we are at day 3. Get the homework done and then meet us for day 4. As always, I invite and want to encourage you to walk with the King and be a blessing.